to my YouTube channel. Happy New Year! If you guys have been here watching my channel for a while, you guys know that I do something every year at the start of the new year called a dream board. This is maybe my 4th video doing it, so 4 years in a row. I print out a bunch of photos with all my goals, inspiration for the year, also just like long-term goals. It's just such a good way to visualize everything and see it all on paper. Every year I review the year prior's dream board, see what I accomplished, see what I didn't, and then make a new one. I'm a big person in manifesting what you want, so I really do believe in this. So here we have the 2021 dream board. Whew, man, oh man, what a year. This might have been the roughest year of my life, mentally, I think. We'll talk about that. When I think back on this year, I'm like, oh my god, this year sucked. Wish I never lived it. And then I went back into my memories and I was like, whoa, I accomplished so many things that I've always dreamed of, and I wouldn't change that for the world. So here we are reviewing it. In years past, there have been some crazy things on my dream boards. Like I once auditioned for SAB, really wanted to get in, put the audition number on my dream board and everything, and got in that year after 5 years of auditioning. So call it what you want, but I think it was the dream board's work. Why don't we start over here? Right up in the corner, we have little point class. This signified me getting back into ballet, which I actually achieved this year. As you guys know, I got back on stage. When I made this, did not expect to be doing Nutcracker, so I think I went above and beyond on that goal. Down here, we have Amanda Steele and Meryl Streep. I think by this I meant I wanted to be like a girl boss, start my own business of some sort. Have yet to do that. That has definitely been a goal of mine. I think 2022 is gonna be the year for that. Then we have a little word, fearless. I think despite my year, I did go into a lot of things fearless. I opened myself up to be vulnerable, and I might have gotten hurt a little bit in the process of a lot of those things, but I wouldn't change that because one day I'm going to be fearless and be vulnerable and get that in return. So I think it was important for me to learn. Down here, as you guys know from my last video, if you watched it, I put a moon necklace because I wanted to start my own jewelry line, which I literally did right at the end of the year. Call it what you want again, but I'd say dream board. Every year on this dream board, which not sure if we're gonna carry over this year. I think we're finally gonna give it up. But I put a guitar and a microphone. This signified me wanting to get into music, whether that be learn guitar, do singing lessons of some sort. It didn't work this year. I did do a lot of music videos, which I think could have been that, you know? I don't think like being a guitarist is my like destiny, but down here we have an Audi. This signified me wanting to buy my mom this car because her car is trash. Breaks down all the time. Was not able to do that this year. Down here we have 1 million subscribers on YouTube. The thing about YouTube subscribers is it doesn't really mean much anymore. I feel like people don't subscribe. Also YouTube in itself, it's kind of hard. Ever since TikTok took over, a big percentage of you guys that watch my videos aren't subscribed. If you want to change that, please subscribe, turn your post notifications on. Always been a big goal. I know it's just a number, but I would love to achieve that. Moving up, we have these 2 random sweatshirts. These signified me wanting to do merch this year and make merch that I actually want to wear, and that's cool. I wasn't able to do that this year, but that is in the process, and I want to make it perfect for you guys and not just rush it, put out something that I don't really love. You'll see in my other dream board, like I think I have a new idea, a new concept. I just wasn't ready for that yet. Up here, we have this Netflix series. This signified me wanting to kind of get into acting and hopefully one day have like a Netflix series that I would be in, especially if it's ballet related. Okay, maybe I didn't have a Netflix series, but I did do so much work this year regarding ballet. I did 3 music videos that all involved ballet. I got hired for a lot of jobs, commercials and stuff that ballet was involved in. So I think in a way that came true, but in a different sense. I really do hope that that carries over because that would be my dream for sure. Down here, I put these 2 videos of mine that I really, really loved that I made. I was basically just trying to make content I was proud of, that I was excited for, that I was motivated for, and I do think that I achieved that this year, especially towards the end of the year, making those Nutcracker vlogs, having a new type of editing style. I've been getting comments recently that I'm like people's comfort YouTuber, and that is like my dream. Here we have this hot ass group of friends that just like signified me wanting to make genuine friends. In LA, it's so hard because most of the like influencers and people that move to LA are most likely moving here start to, you know, become famous, have more opportunities. And along with that comes with social climbing and using each other, and it's very, very hard to find like genuine human connection. And I was really searching for that because all my dance friends had gone to college. I didn't really have people that I could call right now if I was going through something and talk about it with them. I was having a hard time, and I really do think this year I found some amazing people in the industry that have been there for me. So I really think I achieved that one this year and hopefully can continue to. Right up here we have this beautiful beach and the Grand Canyon. I wanted to do more traveling and see more nature. Unfortunately, I didn't travel that much this year. You know what? That's so wrong. I actually saw much more of the US than I had in a while. I went to Idaho, actually. So random, but I was on the lake there. I went to the Hamptons 2 times. Okay, never mind. I think I achieved that, and I'm going to Hawaii for the first time ever this month. So I'm still carrying this one over because I do want to go to like forests, see nature that's just so much bigger than me, and like be just wowed. That's happening this year. I know it. Over here we have the classic eat healthier. I think maybe, I don't know. This one was me wanting to do more like friends and family dinners where we like cook and it's just at home and cozy. Majorly achieved that this year, and it makes me so happy, especially that it's my own place too. Which leads us to our top corner, which was me wanting to get my own house and a cloud sofa, which I don't have a full cloud sofa, but I have like a semi cloud, and I did achieve that, which was my biggest thing on this dream board, to have my own environment. Obviously growing up I lived with a huge family at the time, and then when I was 13 I moved to New York with my mom and shared a bedroom with her, and then I lived with my dance teacher for a little bit, and then I lived in the apartment, and then I lived in the house with Max and mom, and like I never really had my own space, make my own and feel comfortable in. So it was always something I really, really wanted, and the fact that I made that for myself this year was everything to me. Out of everything this year, that's something I'm the most proud of for sure. Then I put a candle that said love come to me. Love in fact did not come to me at all. Opposite actually. Okay, and then down here we had our long-term goals, which are just like the most insane mansions and houses you've ever seen. A beach house for my mom. This is happening, but just like not right now. And that wraps up my 2021 dream board. I feel like with the dream boards, sometimes I put things on and then it comes back to me in the way that I didn't think it would, but it was meant to. Like the universe has a plan for you. I really do believe that. With that being said, I'm making my 2022 dream board. Now, I cut out a bunch of pictures, printed everything I want. Let's get started. The first thing on my dream board of 2022, I printed out these 2 photos from 2 music videos I did this year. This one is Olivia Rodrigo's Brutal music video. I was a little ballerina right behind her. And then this was Ian Dior's Let You music video that I actually choreographed, all the ballet choreography. It was just so exciting to be involved in these processes. I love being on set. I love music. I love acting. I love dancing. It was just everything I liked combined. I think being a so-called influencer and being paid to promote products and get sponsorships oftentimes can be super superficial. I feel like my purpose here on earth isn't to sit here and promote products to you guys. Like that's not why I have my YouTube channel. That is what makes me a living, of course. And when there are products that I really love and I want to promote to you, of course, there's no question about it. But what I really, really love is showing you guys what I'm passionate about, talking about mental health, and any type of video that affects anybody in a positive way. That's kind of what my mission and purpose is, I think, on here. So when it comes to doing jobs that are like true art as music videos are, or dancing, I just feel so fulfilled and like so in touch with almost the real world in a way that it just doesn't feel superficial to me. I don't know how else to explain that, but that's where I'm at. The next 3 are kind of in the same theme of being on set more, going into acting, which I will do this year, you guys. It's going to happen. This is an actress like in a makeup chair. I just think it's so cool and so fun. This is someone in front of their trailer. And then we have, of course, little, what do you call these things? I forget. So those are going on the dream board. And then you guys know I always put words on, so I'm gonna put this word fearless, of course, something I'm always trying to achieve. Okay, the next one I'm putting on is pretty random. It is the Mamma Mia movie, because I have figured out that my absolute dream would be to be in some type of live action musical movie, whether that be like Mamma Mia or Tangled or The Greatest Showman. A movie like that where I can act, sing, and dance is so much fun to me because I've always loved Broadway. Grew up dancing, and singing secretly has always been a passion of mine as well, so I just think it'd be so much fun. Cast me and my mom as Donna and Sophie are you kidding me? I would love to be a part of anything like that. I'm gonna put some long-term goals over here. The first one is this insane bed I found on Pinterest. My dream room for like my child. And this just signifies me one day having a family and having a daughter that I can like make a cute room for. You're kidding. These are long-term goals. Remember that. The next picture are these two girls just dancing in a field. I looked up happy on Pinterest and this came up and I was like, you're so right. To just like be in nature, be happy, be careless. That's like short and long term for sure. The next one is this super random sink I found on Pinterest. I have been watching so many Architectural Digest videos where it's like Troye Sivan and he has this bathtub and it's from this special crystal that was found here, and it's like everything in his house, all the fixtures is so special and like unique that they all mean something. Like I hope one day I can create a space and house where every little thing is like antique or means something, like this beautiful sink. Like what if I went and painted that, you know? And then just some more Pinterest photo. This is just like a lounging area that I always loved on Pinterest. I think it's so beautiful. This next picture is a random picture I found on Zillow when I was looking at houses in my area to buy, because my dream is to buy a house that's a little bit like older, run down, and be able to renovate it. And I just found this house that I thought was so cool. Used it as an investment type of thing. If I'm smart, I could do that. I think that would be such a fun project. And then of course a classic mansion, Hidden Hills Mansion. I found this like crystal quartz tub on Pinterest. Can you imagine taking a bath in this? The next word we are focusing on is self-confidence. That is my main resolution for 2022, is to gain back my self-confidence and self-love that I lost this year. Obviously went through a lot, involved myself with people that made my self-esteem go down the drain. I know that once I am back where I was, or at least have gained a little bit more self-esteem, I'll be able to accomplish so much more and just love life again. That being said, right next to self-confidence, we're putting a bunch of pictures of Carrie Bradshaw. Carrie seems like a confident person to me, but I'm also putting this on because I have been watching Sex and the City again recently, and I love how experimental she was with fashion. I kind of want to take more risks this year when it comes to fashion and just put more thought into my outfits and just be more creative when it comes to expressing myself through fashion. I also found this random picture on Pinterest that says, "Don't chase them, just replace them." I don't know. Went with self-confidence. We're putting it in. Gotta have some cringy stuff on here. Okay, next we have the classic Audi. I'm hoping that this year goes well enough that I can finally buy my mom this car. Then I have this cute little quote that says, "You're gonna figure it out like you always have." Every hardship I've ever been through, I figured it out and learned from it and used it to my advantage to motivate me. The next two, I have a bunch of cast iron pans and this delicious looking tomato pasta that I randomly found on Pinterest. This signifies me wanting to get more into cooking. My sister and my dad are like insane chefs, and my sister like inherited that from my dad. I did not get that gene. I'm gonna really like invest my time in cooking because this is ridiculous. All these people in my family can cook and are so good and I can't, and it's just annoying. We're gonna do that this year. These next couple things are a huge goal I have this year. I have a bunch of these little graphic tees that were my main merch inspo that I'm working on. I want to make merch that people actually like to wear, that's not like Luna Montana, like, no. I also really want to make ballet merch this year. This was on my dream board 2 years ago, but this year I really want to, especially since I got back into it so heavily. Growing up in the ballet industry, I know exactly what I always wanted to wear, and I just think I am the perfect person to make stuff in warm-ups. These next few pictures are some outfits on Pinterest that I love. I always find these outfits on Pinterest when I'm trying to look for fashion inspo for going out. Find all these vintage like runway shows. Always sending it to my mom like, how do we make this? Like, I want to make something like this. No one's selling this type of stuff. And then sometimes it's not even on Pinterest. I have like ideas for outfits or something and I just want to make it. Like, I want to be able to literally sit down and design what I want. Imagine just a line of like 6 things or outfits or dresses or whatever that I made. I would die for that. That would just be like my absolute dream. Next, I have these absolutely stunning ballet photos that of course signify me just continuing to do ballet and take classes because it is so good for me. You guys, you have no idea what being back at the studio, being a Nutcracker did for me to spark happiness in my life. It really did mean so much to me. Guys, this is the year that love goes on the dream board. It's kind of funny because I'm maybe the most anti-love, anti-relationship I've ever been in my life right now. Maybe it's because of holiday season or winter or something, but been watching too many movies. I just wish that I found love, you know? So I'm putting these two little cliche Pinterest photos and the Lover's Tarot card on the board. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? On last year's dream board, I had a backside that I didn't tell you guys what I was putting on it. I'll tell you now because I don't really care, and I think this is the reason why I had a bad year, is this little secret thing I put back here. I put David Dobrik, which we all know maybe didn't have the best year of his life. I put him on because I really loved his videos where he just gave that back to people and used his platform for that. Hey, no hate to David, but like, he got pretty canceled this year. That manifested something weird in my life. Then I put the Prince of Denmark, who I did not get. But the reason why I think I manifested something bad is I put MGK and Megan Fox on here because I remember vividly I was like, I wanted to be like a power couple. Like to me at the time I was like, oh, they're so cool, like they love each other and so passionate, but they're so like young and punk, and I was like, oh, I want that. I mean, maybe in a way I manifested like the absolute Walmart, not even Walmart, like pinky toenail version of that. That went completely south and ruined my life. So it's not even comparable at all. Like, it's actually embarrassing that I'm even comparing that at all, but I want nothing to do with that world ever again in my life. Hey, I still love MGK and Megan Fox. Their GQ video is maybe my favorite video on YouTube of all time. But yeah, no. Good on that. We're manifesting bigger and better things like love, real love. Even though I really don't know one good relationship in my life. All my friends that are in relationships, I'm sorry, love you guys, looks terrible. They're always fighting, or like their life depends on their boyfriend. We're trying to go out and have fun. No, sorry, like blah, blah, blah. No, I hate the fact that my life would have to at all rely on someone else. Like, what the hell? I guess it takes a very specific relationship, and I am not finding that in LA. The next bunch of pictures I'm putting on are all travel involved. I think this is the year of me traveling the world. I would absolutely love to move to Europe for like 4 months and live in like Paris and Copenhagen and Lisbon and London and just checking that off the bucket list. Growing up, we never once went on family vacations. Eat, pray, love vibe, you know? Like this girl, she's like in a bookshop reading a bunch of books in the middle of like, I don't know, Paris. I want to do that. I went to New York 3 times this past year. I don't want to live there, but I do want to travel there more. I'm putting the picture of this beautiful journal because this year I'm going to journal a ton. Next, I have this quote that says, visualize your highest self and start showing up as her. And the next classic, we put the money, because who doesn't want money? But right on top of this, I'm putting on this Bitcoin. Do I know absolutely anything about Bitcoin? I really don't. I don't, but the amount of people that have told me to invest in it and look into it and learn about it, and I know that it's smart, I know that I need to invest my money, whatever it be. I just want to set myself up for the future, not have to worry, be financially stable. Right next to that, we're putting this tarot card, Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is one of my favorite cards because it basically just means that you have so many options. The world is your oyster. It also a lot about karma, what goes around comes around. It's all about optimism and hope. The next picture I'm putting on is this iconic photo of Miranda, Carrie, Charlotte, and Samantha, the Sex and the City girls. And I was actually doing a tarot reading and reading up a meaning of one of these cards. And they were like, this card can be related to the characters of Sex and the City because anyone needs and calls, the other one is there right away. Just really want a solid support group when it comes to friends. Like I have my family, which I'm so grateful for. Just really strive to have that solid group of support and friends and mutual connection. So that's definitely a goal this year. Another one to go along with this is just like friends dinners. I have learned this year, like at the beginning, I was very caught up in that whole LA lifestyle of going out and going to all these events and like parties where all these famous people would be and just to be seen around them, and I'd come home like so depleted and empty, and like I wanted to do it because I felt like I needed to, and like I thought it was so cool to be surrounded by all these famous people, but in reality it meant nothing to me. It wasn't wholesome. And I think the most important thing to me is just like having friends over for dinner, just being able to relax and sit there. That is something we're doing this year. The next tarot card I'm putting on is the Empress. This is one of my favorite cards as well. She's just like this beautiful woman with an amazing aura about her, blonde, long hair. It's all about like femininity, beauty, nature, taking care of yourself and creating that divine life for yourself. And the last one we're putting on the 2022 dream board is the Fool tarot card. Whenever I get this card in a reading, I'm like, oh, well, that can't be good, the Fool. But it's actually such a beautiful card because it's just this guy going through life. It's all about beginnings, innocence, innocence, spontaneity, free spirit, which again, I'm really trying to do this year. Just be able to travel, be able to let go, meet new people, open myself up to new experiences. It's all about taking your first step into the unknown, which really signifies just going into a new year. And that concludes my 2022 dream board. She actually looks so beautiful. I will be happy if I achieve just one of these things. So if you guys are interested in making a dream board, you totally should. I love when you guys make them each year and send me photos and tag me. It is such a good way to just like visualize what you want. I hope you guys have the absolute best 2022 ever. I love you guys to the moon and back. Go make your dream boards, and I will see you next week. Bye.